from Knit Collage, and I'm excited to be back here with another making vlog for you today. It's going to be short because I have been busy and I haven't knit that much, but I'm most excited to tell you about a really beautiful sweater pattern and kit release we have coming next week. So we're going to dive into that, and we are going to dive into a new yarn we have coming for fall, and then the very few whips that I completed in the past 2 or 3 weeks. So first up, we had our fall photo shoot just 2 days ago. So it's Wednesday today. It was Monday, August 21st, and it was so much fun. It was very easy. I have been thinking about and focusing on doing less but better. So a few less patterns, but really thoughtful, really quality patterns that are well written and well thought out, really inspiring and beautiful patterns you want to knit versus just so many patterns, which burns the team out, burns me out. It's just too much to bring into the world and too much to photograph in one day. So we had an amazing, very easy breezy photo shoot on Monday, and I'm going to share some of the photos from that in this video. But it went really well. However, I am tired and I feel like I'm recovering from that a bit. So I am going to show you the sweater that we photographed during that shoot. It's called the Flora Bunda Cardi. It was originally in the design survey for the past spring make-along that just finished up. And it is such a beautiful sweater. We didn't make it for the make-along, but we are releasing it now. It was designed by Cheryl Kubat, who is a longtime contributor to Knit Collage and just an incredibly creative, inspiring person. So I'm going to share photos of this sweater. I don't have it with me, despite asking my husband to bring it to my parents' place where we are right now. He failed at that. So we're going to go with the beautiful polished photos from the photo shoot. So what makes this sweater so cool is that it has a zipper in it, and the pattern includes instructions for putting a zipper into your sweater, which is a surprisingly simple thing. It is not that hard. It seems like it would be really hard, and it's not that hard. Cheryl does a fantastic job of explaining that in the pattern. And it is knit cuff to cuff. So it's cuff to cuff in garter stitch in our Spun Cloud Light yarn, and it's all knit. And then you add crochet flowers at the end to the sleeves or the back or the front, really anywhere you want. So I have examples here of this design shown with flowers on the cuffs, kind of trickling up, getting more sparse as they go up your sleeves, and then a sample where there is a peace sign on the back in flowers. So those are two of our ideas on what you could make with this pattern and what you could do with the crochet flowers. They're included in the kit, but it's totally up to you to decide how you want to place those flowers. And there's a gazillion things you could do. One idea I had was sort of doing a Letterman jacket or a letter jacket, kind of like a varsity jacket from back in the day, and putting maybe a letter on the back, like A for Amy or S for small, something like that, in flowers though. I love the idea of doing it in flowers. That feels a bit more free, bohemian to me, more my vibe. So I like that. And I just love this design. It has a much smaller, a skinnier sleeve than what we typically do at Knit Collage. So if you've been wanting a pattern that has a bit less bulk on the sleeves, is more of a tight fitting sleeve, this is a great one for you. It's a very simple, easy wearable silhouette. It's not super oversized, and we are putting together curated kits for you that I will be working on tomorrow and the next day. And it's really a beautiful one. So curated kits, those will be available next Wednesday. So I think that is August 30th. They'll be available for everybody. And then we'll also have the standalone pattern. Now, if you're thinking about maybe joining our Creative Knitters group, our membership, we are doing a class on how to put a zipper into the sweater, and we're using this pattern as an example. We have 2 more days to join in. So if you want to join in our membership, you'll instantly get to join in that class that Cheryl will be teaching in September if you're interested in that. Of course, the pattern will be great and the instructions are great. So if you don't want to join the membership, you will still be able to get a lot out of that pattern. All of our testers did not need a class. It's just if you know you like that extra step. So that's that. I'm going to link to Creative Knitters. And then for Wednesday, if you want to be in the know about those kits and patterns, just be on the email list and you'll get that first, and I will link to that below as well. So that's coming up next week. And then the other big thing we have coming up right around Labor Day, I think the Wednesday after Labor Day, is our Happy Dance yarn, which is a brand new yarn. It's named by community member, and it is so freaking cool. So I've got some samples and skeins to show you, and I'm super looking forward to this coming out. So my favorite colorway is the blue colorway. I think we call this Under the Sea, and I'm thinking of The Little Mermaid and the Under the Sea song when I named this one. This is what I worked on most of my trip to India when I was there in February, at the end of February, early March. So in my mind, it was called crazy carding for a long time, or kitchen sink carding. What we did is we chopped up bits of yarn, scrap yarn, sari silk, Angelina fibers, let me get the mustard one, and fabric from our wildflower yarns, and we chopped them all up, we shredded them, and we also mixed in all sorts of different fiber colors too, so you can see all different pops of fiber colors as well. And then we chopped them all up, and we then put them through the hand carder. So I'm include a couple pictures here so you can see that process. Really cool. Cannot be done by machine. And then once you go through the carding, it's all about the spinning. And when you spin this yarn, you don't know what's going to come up at any given time. So it could be really any color, any fiber, any trim. So it's just really fun and really different from anything we've ever done before. Now, it will knit up just like our Dreamland yarn in terms of patterns. You can use it with our Dreamland patterns and yarn size and needle size. So that's that. We have a lot of colors coming out. I'm going to include a few pictures of those as well. I'm very excited about the brown color, which reminds me of an old Knit Collage yarn we had called Woodstock. So that's great. I really love the blue. I'm feeling blue these days, and I'll show you a few samples that use different colors as well. Now, because this yarn has all these ingredients shredded in it, they're really like, they take those little nipper scissors and they shred them all. Some things are going to come off as you knit with it, like little bits of fiber and yarn, and that's part of it. And it's just part of the process. It's part of what happens with this yarn. Once you knit it and you wear it a few times, that's going to stop. What sheds is going to come off, and nothing else will shed off, but it's going to take a few times of wearing it and knitting with it for that to happen. And just part of the beauty of it. So that is Happy Dance. We have it up on the site already. So if you want to be in the know on when this comes in stock, you can sign up for an email notification on when this is going to come in stock. I have a fair amount coming, but not a ton. I didn't go too bananas with this one because it's a little out there and I just wasn't sure what folks would think. So definitely sign up for an email notification if you think you're going to want it. Now, I'm going to show you the Happy Dance sweater. I did show you this before on one of these. I think it actually works pretty well with my outfit. I have since woven the ends in and blocked it since you last saw this. I really love it. So I'm going to include the pictures here of this on our model from our photo shoot. I just think it came out really, really well. We have a long and a short version. This is the short version. The longer version, it goes sort of above your knee. It's above your knee on me. I'm fairly tall, so that could be different for other people who are less tall. But I would love to see someone make this to the floor. I think that would just be incredibly off the hook. So hopefully someone will do that. I did not include that in the pattern because as it is, it uses a lot of yarn, and I'm just wary of asking you to knit anything that's like 15 skeins of yarn. It gets up there, but I hope someone does it, either, you know, uses the pattern either with our yarn or with stash or with our yarn mixed in. I think it'd be really cool. So this is the Happy Dance Cardi. It's a slit neck, which I think is pretty cool because it sits up on you like a collar, and it's just basically short rows and rectangles. So really easy. So the next pattern I did, which will be a free pattern when the yarn comes out, is a simple scarf. And I think I showed you this on my last video, but I have since finished it. It is a giant scarf, very, very long, that goes around your body quite a lot. I have good pictures of this on the model. It's very long. I like a long scarf. I think the statement factor goes up when you have a big, wide, long scarf. So this will use 6 skeins, 2 of each color, the neon pink, the mustard, and the ivory, but you have leftover yarn. And so with the leftover yarn, you can make yourself a matching hat. And the ends are not woven in on this. I still need to perfect the pattern, but hopefully you get the idea. It is our ear flap hat that is a free pattern you get with the mini skein sampler kits, but I am going to tweak it a bit. So this one, it's fine, but I think I want to try it maybe just a few stitches less, a bit smaller. So I have another one on the needles that I'm working on as I perfect that pattern, which I will show you now. So it's in the Under the Sea colorway that I'm working on, and I've got, let's see, I've got the ear flaps on the needles, and then we'll knit up from there. So that's coming along. I don't know if I'll have that pattern for the hat completely ready by the time the yarn comes out, but the scarf for sure. And I'll get there with the hat. It's been so busy with the shoot and work. And my whole new thing is just no stress, keep it easy breezy, like the knit along. So I'm gonna do my best to get that to everybody, but not kill myself. I hope everyone is okay with that. So that's Happy Dance. I encourage you to sign up to get a notification when that's in stock. I'm very excited about it. Lots of colors and just a really cool, beautiful yarn. Okay, so now let's move on to my whips. I don't have a lot of whips. So the one thing I finished since the last time I popped on is the crochet patchwork sweater. I'm including a picture here. I made this in a size 5. This will be an option for the make along coming up in fall. I love it. It's a mix of some simple granny squares and knitting, very simple shape. And I wanted to make sure I had a size 5 for our model to show that design on different body shapes. So I finished that. I was hoping to finish one more sample that was like ivory and colorful. I didn't get to that, but we have a tester making one in those colors, and I will be testing one more size, and I'm actually going to do charcoal and light gray, fog heather, with purples. So I'm excited about that. I'm actually I'm very into charcoal, black, light gray right now, and I haven't been for a very long time, if ever. So I'm excited to try that. So you'll probably see me working on that behind the scenes, and I hope to have that to show you next time I pop on. All right, so my next whip, I'm very excited to show you this. So as part of Creative Knitters, we did a class with Zandy Peters on the stack stitches technique, and I have been wanting to learn this for forever. I actually have gone ahead and bought one of their patterns, the Fox Paws pattern that I hope to knit. I've picked out yarn for it. I really don't want to lose this technique because I think it is absolutely incredible. Zandy says that they may release the pattern at some point. I'm hopeful that we can kit it and have that be a fun release along with Sandy's pattern, but we'll see. If you are up for joining Creative Knitters and the final 2 days were open, you will get access to this class. So I still have to bind off. I ran out of this yarn. I have more in my stash I need to go get. It is so cool. It is so, so cool. And I could see myself 100,000% making this into a scarf and using this pattern to repeat the design up into a scarf. I think that would just be beyond statement with like the fringe hanging out the bottom, but it is intended to be a wall hanging. So if you want it to be a wall hanging, you pick up stitches at the top and you put a dowel or a knitting needle, stick, whatever you have at the top, and you hang it from your wall, which very cool also. I ended up just using stash, but it works with a mini skein sampler kit, and with a mini skein sampler kit, you can get 2 out of it. So that's really cool. I mean, it was a really mind-blowing technique to learn, and Zandy taught it so incredibly well. Zandy is an amazing teacher, and I have never learned from them before, so it just really mind-blown. It was fantastic 2-hour class. So that is something I have to share with you. I might have shown you that on my previous one. I hope not. That is that. This, I am almost done, and I'm hoping to finish this today. This is the Larkin sweater by Parkin Knit. This is for my niece, Frances. My sister had a baby. I love this sweater so much. And I will finish up the sleeve, add the rib, block it, weave in those ends, and I think I'm done. So this is one of the yarns. Let me see, they're really pretty. So I am using a mohair in there and 3 sock yarns. So that is how they all come out. Of course, now I want socks that look like this to match Frances's sweater. So that's on my mind, but you know, so many things to knit, so little time. But that's that. I have a long car ride today, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get there. Potentially, I may be able to finish my second dumpling bag as well in the next couple days. So it was just a lot with the photo shoot, getting everything done for the photo shoot. So now I feel like I'm back. I have a new skein of the Midnight Amber yarn, one of my favorites. So this is for our amazing nanny who just got engaged, and I was planning to knit her fiance, crochet her fiance a different colorway, but I think I'm gonna gift her mine. I'm gonna gift Diana this one, and then this will be for Alyssa, and I think that's just gonna work out better, because let's face it, if I have to make another one, it might not happen. I want to make sure to give them both those. So those are my 2 whips, as well as the crochet patchwork sweater that I am making in the dark gray. The only other thing I will mention is I have this gorgeous chain fiber, is how I believe you say it. It's a UK based company, I believe. I have 2 skeins of this from Vogue Knitting Live in February. And I've gotten really into Pinterest recently. Definitely head on over to Pinterest and follow me. The baby's been having a hard time going to sleep at night, so I've been laying in his room with him while he's in the crib and going through Pinterest and just getting really inspired by what I see. So I found a very simple pattern. I think it's just a circular yoke. I believe it was a Spanish designer. I haven't bought the pattern yet, but I'm planning to just knit this. It might not be long sleeve, it might be short sleeve because I only have 2 skeins, but it was pretty big needle, like a 10. So super open and cobwebby. And I think in the melted baby Surrey alpaca, it'll look really pretty. But this color is like neon yellow sherbet color. I'm so into it. It's the same as this actually. I got a stain on this because I left this in the rain somehow, so that's a bummer. But I'll show you the clean side. So it's just the coolest color, the coolest color. So that is on my plate too. And I think just sort of craving a really simple non-work pattern right now, because I've been knitting and crocheting so much for work over the summer, and I've designed more patterns than I have in the past, which I've loved doing, but I'm just craving something that's non-work. I have all my yarn for another sea glass, and that will happen, but I want to make some pattern modifications to open up that neck, and it doesn't seem like a simple, it's not the most simple knit, and then you add in the pattern changes I want to make to it. So I actually think that Melted Bird Baby Surrey alpaca situation will kind of give me that palette cleanser, that nice easy knit before I dive into my sea glass. So that's what's happening here. I want to encourage you to try the Florabunda pattern. It is so pretty, whether you go colorful like our sample with all the rainbow flowers and the peace sign, or more of a fall version in charcoal with flowers in mustard and ivory on the sleeve. I think there's no wrong way to do that pattern. It's just so beautiful and so statement. So that's that. And I can't wait to be back here with you in another couple weeks with another making vlog. If you have any questions, comments for me, please write them below. And it's so much fun to be here with you. Thank you. Bye.